I want to talk a little bit more about what's in AppMap, and then we'll be getting back to we'll be taking a step back. But just to kind of set the table for where we're going with this, AppMap is really focused on web application backend. So we started out thinking about visualizing code. It's better with a focus, and that focus for us has become your web application backend. So all the CWEs, OWASP, and all that stuff, like that's all relevant for us. AppMap's not something you're really going to use to analyze like your mobile app or your video game code or whatever, or even right now like your JS front end. So, but it does that's enabled us to focus specifically on these backend frameworks that are like the most powerful web frameworks. And AppMap has a bunch of intelligence or knowledge about these different frameworks built into it so that it can recognize things like this is a HTTP server request or client request. These are the headers. These are queries. This is the model view controller architecture, and here are those layers. Here's where the app is performing serialization or handling secrets or starting a background job or authenticating the user. So these are, if you're going to look for performance or security issues, it's not good enough, we found, to just show all the function and all the function calls and how they fit together. Like that doesn't give people enough of a handle on what's going on to really understand like the app. So let me show you like an example of what this looks like. So this is an AppMap. AppMaps are, unlike a static analysis, an AppMap is created from recording code execution. So it's really a code execution and data flow map rather than just a source code, hierarchical code tree, and file name map. So that's what you're looking at here. You're looking at the password reset flow for the Rails sample app, which is a Twitter clone that's used to like teach Ruby programmers about Rails. And we can quickly kind of check out some of the features. So one thing to notice here is that there's a dependency map that in this case shows you how the inbound HTTP server request flows through the framework into application code, like the controller, through like a view layer that it makes SQL queries. And if you look over here, you can see all those queries that are issued in detail. So those are some of the things that showed up on that slide a second ago. There are several different requests that are all made in this flow, which was like a multi-request flow of a user going through like an entire process of resetting their password. So it wasn't just one web request, it was a sequence of them. I mentioned how AppMap has knowledge about the frameworks that are listed a minute ago. So it knows about cryptography and where data is being encrypted or decrypted. It knows about deserialization of data and whether that's being done using a safe method or an unsafe method. It can find interactions with the HTTP session, logging. It can find places where the code is like issuing or handling secrets, where it's performing authentication. And for all of these, because it's a code execution, now I've switched over the tab up here from dependency view to trace view. So now we're actually seeing the code flow in the sort of sequential order that the functions get called. So first there's a controller function that gets called. It writes a log message. It makes a SQL query. It's creating a reset token, and that ends up calling this function here, which issues this token string that you can see over here. Again, because it's a runtime analysis and not a static analysis, you actually have like real data values, and app maps contain those data values as the code execution proceeds.